Hello and good morning. It's a beautiful day here in the city of Plateau. A little chilled, but we're really enjoying ourselves. So, how is your place? How are you feeling this morning? How has your day been going? Well, we are here to make your day even better. You know, myself, Prudence Burga, and Engineer Tony, and
Happy to
Jemima
be here.
and Solomon.
Morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure to have you on set.
Same here. Same here.
All right, so this beautiful morning, we are talking about
Yeah, I
something.
shouldn't have had any official. Come on, but that's about who we are later. Our real selves will not manifest.
Why do I feel
Everybody's just so calm, as if that's truly who we are.
but
Very wrong.
we are calm once in a
Your
while.
first impression matters.
In case someone is seeing us for the first time, we are not always crazy. We can be calm too, but well, we are what we are, and that's why we're going to be talking about something very deep. Actually, we're talking about mediocrity. A lot of times, you find that people are just comfortable where they are, and they don't want to put in more effort. Or others put in so much effort, but still the result is just an average. So that's what we're going to be discussing today, mediocrity. Let's see how we can maneuver our way through it, and when we have to take a break and move in a different direction. That's what we'll be discussing this morning. I, I feel attacked by this look I'm receiving. I know you're not saying it, but
Look.
but the person who has
So
who
as
did
we are
it.
talking, we should close our eyes.
Exactly. So, no attack. Now you feel ignored. I can
Honestly.
just
Okay.
Now I feel ignored.
come back.
Yes. So
So everyone
Thank you,
is
Victor.
ignoring.
Thank you, Victor. Are you comfortable?
yeah, you're okay, right?
Are you okay? You're comfortable now.
Now
Or
I
you
feel
change?
ignored.
So choose one. Attack.
I'll prefer the attack.
Stay one place.
Exactly. Can locate
Can
you
locate
easily.
you.
Alright, let's talk mediocrity.
Jamima, who is a mediocre?
Someone that doesn't even want to put in any effort at all. He's so relaxed where he is.
Okay,
So
example.
far, it is not very bad.
Mm,
It is okay.
okay. Like in Equa TV, give me an example of two people.
Okay, two people, a male and a female.
Okay.
Can be
Okay. Are you afraid of losing it?
why should I be
So just mention now.
Yeah,
It's a show they are not watching.
Yeah,
They are
this-
busy
I
working.
think this is a perfect example. Like
Yeah,
one of that person
among
is
among the
the
ones that we
And the
have,
other person.
Equity.
yes, and the female. They are serious.
Do you know their
mediocres.
names?
I'll tell you later.
You are afraid.
No.
Maybe the name is keeping her like right now she's having a little amnesia. She can't remember the name.
Wow.
Yeah.
Will be ignored again.
I think it's good to stand for one thing, and they should know you with one thing. Just answer that question and be truthful. The question that they ask you.
I thought he was making a point.
I thought it was
It's actually a point, but
it
then
was a point.
in a different direction.
Oh my god.
Ask him the question as well.
No, just answer.
He will call the names of his friends. He wants
And
to be.
later go and beg them.
No, he doesn't have to. If you are friends, everybody knows now. Who said Joyce? Who said Joyce?
No, someone echoed.
Okay, from outside. Okay, I would have fought the person. Not my Joyce. Not my Joyce. Please don't be calling Joyce. Yesterday you called her name. Okay, somebody called her name on the show. Today you are calling Joyce's name again. Please.
Joyce is very popular.
Yeah.
Yes. On set
In their church.
and offset.
She's in band, so everybody knows her.
Ooh.
She's in the band. They all know her in the band.
My goodness.
when I was just going through this topic, like mediocrity, and I ask myself, are we all guilty of that?
One way or another.
I'm not.
Okay, I get where you're coming from, but I also understand where Sullivan is coming from.
Explain both scenarios.
Okay.
The road they are both coming from.
Okay. Let me see.
Have we
When
started
I
the
was-
show?
Gemma is on my case.
Have we
this
started the
today.
show?
Yes, we have.
Okay.
Yes, we have.
Explain.
All right. Why do I feel on the spot today?
Explain.
No, just go ahead. Just go ahead.
Okay.
Just go ahead. Like
Right,
one
so-
of my leader would say.
There are two categories of mediocre. When you're talking about mediocrity, it's all reflects in the person who is actually saying it. For someone, you have put in the best effort that you can put in, and for another person, what's the result he or she is saying is like, oh, this person is just average.
So which one am I saying? Which one is Solo saying?
That's so at one point or another, you might have been thinking, I've put in the best that I can, but someone is perceiving you as mediocre. That's why I said one way or another, someone would have perceived us when he asked whether he thinks we could be guilty of mediocrity.
But in the best sense of the situation, is that countable?
Depending on
what
who is
anyone
looking at
thinks
it,
about you, should it matter?
it doesn't.
Because that's the reason.
It
The
doesn't.
reason is because I sat alone and I thought alone and I decided alone.
Yes.
So you don't have any way of knowing when I sat, where I sat, and the decision I took.
True.
So that is the reason why you should leave people to do what they want to do, except if people come to you for advice. And when you see people going astray, you should be able to intervene. But when you just see people living their lives and you start criticizing them based on, we have criticized a lot of people based on what we see,
True.
and they turn out to be successful in life. We have seen people that are contesting a position or the other. We even call them jokers. We laughed. Right now, they are the ones ruling their people. So you just don't know. You see, when we talk about strategy, it is very important. People have plans. People have goals. People have aspirations. But what kills them is the strategy that they have failed to introduce to this aforementioned stuff that makes them still stand where they are today.
Mm-hmm.
If you are talking about people that are mediocres, some people are even, it's better to be a mediocre than to not think of anything at all. It's
So-
better.
True. To an extent.
Mediocrity, is it not better than hopelessness?
Honestly.
It is. It is better than hopelessness. There are people that are extremely hopeless. Haven't you seen people making posts? Right now, I am in a hopeless situation. What do you mean? This life, the only thing that can make you succeed is negativity. The only thing that can make you succeed in this life is negativity. Yes.
Okay, I'm trying to wrap my head around it.
Yes.
When negative things don't happen, there is no story to tell, there is no growth thereafter. But we see negativity as evil. But it is also a necessary evil you have to go through to tell a successful story. Who wakes up and gets life easy? We would all not be here, we would just be home. Imagine today if the government of Nigeria says everybody earns $1 million once you are a citizen of this country. Okay, where are you going to? $1 million monthly. What business you want to do? You pay fees, there will be no teachers in school because they are earning millions. Who wants to go and teach for 50,000? You want to go out, there will be no taxi driver. He makes 15,000 every day, and you give him $1 million at the end of the month. Everybody will just relax at home. You want to go and buy food? Nobody is selling food because she's not making any gain that is more than $1 million at the end of the month. So you think about it. Some people will see negativity as something. Look at the life of every great person, including Jesus Christ. A lot of things came to, they were negative. But he meandered through these things to become the Jesus that he has always been. If you go to the other religion, their prophet also suffered all of these things. Okay, you want to say that and right now every church you go, they talk about persecution and all of that. No, you can't say is persecution goes hand in hand with ministry, with church. Persecution is like this with church. It started from the days of the beginning. It will continue to the days of the end. Sometimes it's amazing what people pray about. It's amazing what people pray about. So you cannot live a life that is completely whole if you are a human being.
True.
Yes, sir. Are you expecting these things to come? No, you are not expecting them. But when they come, what is your response? As a Christian, they stole your car. You started shouting. You say your life has come to an end and all that. See it as an opportunity to get a better one. Who preaches faith more than Pastor Chris Oyakhilome in Nigeria that we know? But his church was burned. Completely. Christ Embassy was razed down by fire. And Pastor Chris came out smiling. He said, God is giving us an opportunity to build something better for him, something better for his house. How do people see things? When something negative happens to you, your reaction to that thing matters a lot. Your reaction matters a lot. What does the Bible say? What is the Bible saying about my present predicament? So you go back to the word of God, you pray, you give thanks, you thank God that you have mouth to even thank him. And then you forge ahead. And then next time you say, I lost 300,000 yesterday. And it's today I have a 50,000 and a 70,000 is coming, and in a week's time you are testifying 500,000. In another week's time you are testifying 1 million. Another week's time you are testifying 2 million. And then you are better off at handling the situation that made you lose 300,000. So you will not lose 300,000 again. You might lose 10 million to make another 100. That is how life is. So, but some people see negativity as something that puts an end to their struggle. No. As a matter of fact, it's something that puts you on a fresh page to start life from a different perspective.
Yeah, and just like you said earlier on, a mediocre would always want to play the victim game. Whenever anything happens, you're always hearing, why me? So if not you, then who should it happen to?
If we know the reason why God is clearing certain things in our lives, if we see what he's bringing that cannot live in the same place with the old one, we will welcome that development that we think was negative.
You know,
if he can really open up and tell us this is what,
but he cannot,
just to
he has
will
already
not
said
do that.
that the plans he has for us, they are plans of good and not of evil. Not, he didn't just stop. He said these plans will bring us to an expected end. Why do you think the Lord will lead you to the devil?
We were having a conversation not a conversation, discussion rather, over the weekend, and this was what we're talking about. We're talking about God's mercies and how sometimes the things he's doing that we just see them as painful, and some people even classify it as wicked, is mercy towards us. It's God showing us mercy. That is why we are in that position, because tomorrow his grace will be sufficient for us. And you would just look at life and you're looking back, I'm like, it was a blessing that I did not go tread that path. It was a blessing that this happened, that I did not end up going to this place, because God did not want me to be there. But we don't see it. Sometimes we never even see that what God did to us was actually mercy. So it's just like that. When we're talking about how we're passing through pain or any form of negativity, it's like we're momentarily blind to what could possibly be the end result of it. We are blinded by the pain that we're feeling, that we don't see that there's possibly good at the end of the tunnel. So sometimes a mediocre's mindset is blindsided. It's like, I've done as much as I can do. I am not going to kill myself. I'm not going to stress more. Let me just relax where I'm at. And the efforts that you need to put in, you would prefer not to, because well, why do I have to go through the stress? What is going to be the result? Moreover, the economy in this country is not helping matters. Moreover, the government is not helping matters. So why do I have to stress myself when even the government that is placed to help my life is not doing anything? So let me just relax and do nothing. That's probably how the mindset of some mediocres work. So a lot of times we don't put the effort, we don't go through the process because we are afraid that the outcome would be negative.
And thank God you mentioned this word, afraid. Mostly you find out the mediocre mindset, comes with fear. Because you're always thinking, okay, I have done this, I have done that, okay, and this is what happened. There's every possibility that you strive, you try your possible best in some areas that you want to improve, you want to be better, whether in school or business or certain things, and then you see yourself, instead of progressing, you see yourself losing certain things, in life, and you just feel like, no, am I supposed to lose this much while I'm striving to gain a lot? And then before you know it, instead of you to pick it up from there, like you said, according to Jeremiah 29:11, he said he knows the plans that he has for us, plans, for good, that will give us, an expected end. And then having that picture at the back of your mind, yes, you have faith, and this is what you are visioning, but you are not sure. So the devil will always give you that fear that, okay, you have done this, what is the result? And then before you know it, that fear will just crumble whatever you have as a vision that you want to achieve. And then you just settle for just what you see around you, and then you are comfortable. And then before you know it, you don't put any effort, whether in that particular business or in pursuit of your academics, and you just feel, okay, for instance, I can read, I can write, at least I can communicate, I can assimilate. When people are talking, at least I can say something. And then you're just cool and you're just okay about it simply because you can read and write. But there's more to reading and writing. You understand? There's more to that. Okay, if you are a doctor, people are reading every now and then, like Engineer Tony would said, we are discovering new things. New diseases are springing up. People are making research. You understand? And then you're just there. You're just okay because
treating malaria.
you're just comfortable with treating malaria and typhoid. And then you go to another country
and Qatar.
And you can't believe you can't believe what they are doing with medical scientists.
They will tell you that they don't even know what
you're talking about.
And then typhoid. And then you start asking yourself, am I a doctor? Like the people say, like I am. And before you know it, you just discover that
you're really backward.
Yeah, really backward.
So this is what I want us to deal with. I think a lot of times people confuse mediocrity and contentment. See, when the scripture says godliness with contentment is great gain, for some people they are very comfortable in their shells that they do not want to even put in more effort, and they will tell you it's because I'm contented with where I am or with what I have. But I want us to elaborate. When does it move from contentment to actually mediocrity, and when exactly is it that it is contentment, not mediocrity?
Well, contentment and mediocrity are not the same thing.
Yes.
They are two different things altogether. So they can't even come together with any kind of similarity or anything. They are two different things. Contentment is you're just comfortable, you're just okay with what you have at the moment while you're making headway to get something else eventually. But mediocrity is you're not making
given by
effort.
the situation, given by the condition.
Yes.
You are okay.
Yes. But mediocrity, you're not even making any effort at all. You are very okay with where you are. And if by any chance any miracle happens that you get elevated, okay, praise the Lord, I have reached the final place in my life. So they are two different things. Contentment, it is because of a situation and you are okay with it. You're not trying to be covetous. You don't want to take something else that belongs to someone, but you are making effort to see that you are in a better place. But mediocrity is a total different thing altogether. So far, you are not very bad. You don't even want to be very good. You just want to be average. You want to be normal. You want to be ordinary. You don't want to make any changes.
You see,
at
there
all.
are people who are very comfortable with who they are. The Solo said something that struck a chord. You are the most popular tailor in the area. Not because you make the most powerful stuff, but because you deliver the simplest things you can make on time. Because you deliver the simplest things you can make on time. So people rely on your reliability to offer the clothes that they can just wear. But gorgeousness, when they wear it, no, is out of the issue. But they are wearing clothes. And then all of a sudden, a new sheriff is in town. Somebody rents a shop. As you don't know, it's food they are going to sell there. And suddenly you see another sewing outfit or another fashion outfit. And that person is up to date with fashion in the best sense of the word fashion. And that person is cheaper than you. You see, when you spoke about contentment, the person that is contented is not satisfied. He's just feeling, I am not less where I'm supposed to be, but I'm still not where I am, but I'm working real hard, but I'm comfortable. But you see the difference between these tailors that I mentioned. The first one, who has been there and be just knitting clothes together. Let me decide to call her Joyce. If you decide to tag the Joyce on any Joyce, that's your business. But that's the name that came to my mind. Here is Joyce feeling frustrated that somebody is coming to take food out of her mouth. And then here is Charity. That's my wife's name. And here is Charity, who has come with brilliant ideas for sewing, making all the money every week. And Joyce is there busy sewing for flower girls. So that's not a good laugh. It's just an example I'm citing here. So you can begin to think of these two people. And in every business, there is a competition. It has not just reached your site yet, but there is a competition. Before you know it, somebody that is better than Charity will show up.
True.
And before you know it, so if that Joyce is not thinking of upgrading, and it is mostly difficult, to break the yoke after you have been comfortable with where you are.
Yes.
Your bones are stiff, your mind is stiff, everything is stiff. You see everything there is to the business as what you know already. So you cannot further. But you see somebody who is like, have you seen, I know somebody, she came for a talent show, and ever since I liked her, she makes people's clothes. Once she posts, I must comment and I would ask her, are you sure you made this? She said, Uncle T, come to our shop. Now you have refused to come and see what we are doing. Now, she has one of the biggest outlets where they make clothes. She has people that are learning. She has people that are... if you go to her shop, you will swear that they didn't make such clothes until you see them doing it. A very big shop now. You hear her talking with somebody. Come now, let's meet. Did you see this? Go online and check this magazine, this fashion magazine. Go and check this one. And I saw her receive an award recently. You see, when you have a target of where you are headed at, everything will not be a distraction to you. They will fertilize your journey, or your growth rather. But sometimes we just think, okay, right now we have a new presenter and the person is very brilliant and we feature the person regularly. Do you know what the other presenters will be saying? They will be saying, we are mediocres. Have you not noticed? That's what they will say. They will not say it exactly the way I said it, but they will say it. Okay, this is what you will hear. Since Prudence came, we became trash in this organization. Everything is prudence. Everything is prudence. So in other words, they are saying we are mediocres. You see, this mediocrity, it comes to play in every situation.
Mm-hmm.
It just depends on how wise or foolish you chose to be when it came. How did you deal with it? See, my best is my best. Whatever you can do. My best is my best. Until I study harder, I'm not doing anything better. Because when you have more information, you can do better things. When you don't have the information, you are stuck.
You're stuck. True.
And mediocres have a lot of excuses as to why
Uh-uh.
they didn't do what they need to do.
You know how the Bible says the devil is the father of all lies? They are the father of every kind of excuse.
I know someone that she would tell you confidently that she would do this or she will be here, and then she won't be there. But trust me, by the time she is giving you excuse, you will almost be lost in it. You will even find yourself.
She works with
probably,
us.
Sympathizing with her.
With her.
So this
Okay,
is
she
how
doesn't
come-
work with
But
us.
then her stories are always evolving. Like, I don't know how she sits down.
I have a
and
staff that is
gather
also like that.
All of that.
I have a staff that is also like that.
And her stories are so
You don't want doesn't want to be in trouble.
her stories are really convincing. So mediocres really have a lot of excuses as to why they didn't do it, and they want you to always believe them. But when you're coming with story today, tomorrow, people
It
will
forms
get
part of
tired.
you.
Yes.
But have you dealt with a mediocre
Yes.
closely?
Yes.
How do you feel when people like that are in your life?
I feel taken for granted.
Because all the time there are people that you meet,
Mm-hmm.
they have nothing good to say even about themselves.
Hmm.
And I'm wondering. I'm wondering. Yesterday I was with you somewhere, and we were talking about somebody. And we said this person does not see good in anybody. Lo and behold, the person just came there. And when you call a name, hey, useless person. When you call this person is shaggy. You know, you just keep talking about people. I don't like being in such companies. I don't like being when you see play your part in this life. About yesterday I was with so many people, so nobody should watch the show and think he's the one I was
The
talking
one?
about. You too, I was with you yesterday.
Yes.
So but of a truth, there are people that about themselves they don't say well. About others, they don't say well. About leaders, they don't say well. About things, they don't say well. You see a very nice car driving. I don't like this car. I just don't know why. I don't like the car. Have you ever liked something in your life? What is it?
Can you even afford the car?
Do you understand? Somebody would even tell you, "Kwamba motor na kyotabana." So even if you, who will give you? Because the Bible says, "Like begats like." For me to be convinced that you will like this gift, I must think that you will love it before I give you. So if I don't think that way, the gift is not
And
yours.
you must be worth it.
You must be worth it, because I can't. Even me now, there is a car that when you give me, it will become a liability to me. Of course,
True.
it will become a liability to me. I was using one car one time. Right now, to service that car, anytime I'm traveling, I'm thinking, I'm going to be killing mileage. Let me just leave that car. Because when I bought it, it was not like that. Now, 1 gallon to service that car is almost 80,000 naira, and it takes 2. Will it take me to heaven? So I respect myself. Sometimes I keep it. There are levels that if God has not taken you to, respect where you are at that moment. You want to oppress somebody. I was saying it on today's live, I think last week. Somebody made in 6 hours what 2 richest men in Africa have made all their lives.
Just 6 hours.
In 6 hours. It's just added to his riches. And today in Africa, almost everybody is buying the product of that man. Sir, if you are suffering from the spirit of mediocrity, Gaskia, pray against it. Gaskia is truth, in case you are wondering. Pray against it. Don't just see things and start criticizing. Don't just see things and start saying, this thing, can't we just do like this show that we are doing today? Is like, what is it now? Let's just do it. Let's just shoot. Let's just. This work that we are doing, is it not the same report we write every day? What are you? You are trying to reinvent the wheels. Let's just write this thing and submit. Just finish this cloth for me. The person that is making the cloth is not a mediocre. The person wants excellence. The person is not satisfied where they are. But here you are. Madam, just finish it. And when they ask you who did it for you, it's one stupid girl. She just messed up my cloth. Not knowing that you rushed the person. There are several things about attitude that we must work on. If we really want to succeed. Sir, everybody's riches comes from God, but it is with men. Everybody's riches in this life, it comes from God, but it is with men. So if you have problems with people, you already have problems with your receiving. Give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaking together. Why didn't he say, shall God give? He said, shall men give to your bosom? So you see, everything you are receiving in this life, it comes from God, but it is with men. Have you not heard people say, God promoted me, but people refuse to actualize it? Let's also check who you are. Because everything about life shows that man wants to prosper. Everything. We are on this show is because we want to prosper. But if you look at this way, why is somebody keeping your file under the carpet? Let's check you too. They are just wicked people here. Something must have informed that wickedness. Let's check it. I'm not justifying that wickedness is a good thing. But let's check. When you were the head of a particular unit, how many people did you trample upon? So don't just look at life and say this is regular. Do you know why it is difficult to see a governor? Do you know why it is difficult to see a commissioner? He is also struggling to make it. You have time to be chasing him up and down. He doesn't have time to sit for you to come and meet him. That is why some people, it takes them 6 months to see one individual. Like me, since last year, I've been trying to see somebody. They told me that he has accepted the letter and he has said that very soon. But that was in January. I was told that in January. The person keeps calling me, say, keep praying to see. I see God anytime I want to see God. But this is human being. So you see what I'm telling you. Anytime you have a need, don't just pray that God should supply that need. Also pray that you will be in good working relationship with people so that they can be able to see that need and meet it. Because if you have a need, God will use Solo to meet the need. Or he will use Prudence to meet the need. Or he will use Joyce. No, she will spend it. Or you will use Hassan to meet the need. But of a truth, your husband has a car. I see him picking you up and down. So your husband has a car. When he was going to receive that car, did God call him and say, come to Secretariat Junction, I have a car for you? Even if he was giving that car, he didn't buy it. Right? Somebody called him, not God, and gave him the car. If he used money, he did something, somebody paid him. So look at life that way. You are always going to be meeting men at various points in your life. And every meeting you have with people is a record. Every meeting you have with people is a record. Until you see yourself as somebody who is opportune to meet people and not mess up. Be lazy, you're you're receiving. Your receiving is your receiving is very far away from you. As much as it lies within you, be at peace with every human being.
And you know, sometimes people can be in their own corner trying their best, and if you are influenced by the people that are surrounding you, they pull you down to be a mediocre just like them as well. Now this is an example, like in a school setting, you are doing well in your academics and all, but the circle you keep if there are people that are not interested in learning whatsoever, they want to pull you down. You are feeling your presence in their midst should be a privilege to them, but then they are feeling your presence in their midst is a threat to them, so they want to pull you down. Whenever you're talking about, oh, I want to go and do this work, hey, are you the only one? Did you come here to just read? Come and do this thing. Whenever you're giving reasons why you should do something, they're giving you thousand more reasons why you should be pulled down. That is why at the end of the day, if you can't beat them, you join them. So you join
Let
them.
me say something,
worse at
Jemima.
the
I'm
end
not
of the
bragging.
day.
If I'd listened to people that advised me when I became GM, Equa Television wouldn't have been where it is today. A lot of people advised me. Why? Because they have known the system of Equa before me. But me, I said I know the system of wisdom. I know how wisdom operates. In fact, somebody told me that I should not be eating food in my office. That even if they buy food for me, I should go out, that they put something in the office. That I should go out and eat, and I should be careful when they bring food for me. That's a pastor. That when they bring food for me, I should just keep it. When the person goes out, I should throw it away. That if I want, anytime they bring food for me, I should try it with an animal, give like a dog or something, give and see if the dog will survive. Then I told him, I said, sir, if I live in this fear, how will I exercise my faith as a Christian? Till today, I'm waiting for the answer. That's like 7-8 years ago. I'm still waiting for the answer. Madam, you live in a world, even in your spiritual life, if you are a mediocre about your spirituality, you will not go anywhere. Some people say, let the sleeping dog lie. No, wake the dog up sometimes so that you can test your own powers too. You have to wake up and speak to your life. You have to carry the word of God. You cannot be doing God's word and be doing fetish things once in a while and be doing novel, what you learn from novel once in a while, and see which one works. There was one time a governor said, very long ago, the governor from that 99 set, he said that the team of the state, the football team, they are playing match, that he wants every Christian, every Muslim to go and pray so that they will win the competition. So they won. And I asked myself, I asked the younger brother of the governor, I said, now which God answered this prayer?
Honestly, which God answered this prayer?
Life is a personal journey. When you start thinking you have cheerleaders from other sources and destinations about your own journey, so you have failed. You have failed.
You know, there's something that you said when you talked about even our faith. From the Bible, it was clearly stated that mediocrity is a no-no in the scriptures. In fact, he said it this way, he phrased it this way, that some of you are neither cold nor hot, and I will spit you out. So, like, if you don't pick a struggle, if you're not taking a stand, you are useless. That's what it means in its true essence. Your faith, your whole life, everything, you have to put in the effort to it. You have to put your all. You have to go all in. It's like you're taking a gamble, everything or nothing. It has to be like that. You have to have that push, that energy to grow, to understand where you are headed to know your person, to know why you are where you are at, and to know where you are headed to. Because if you sit down and not just know, but walk towards it. Because if you just sit down and you're not doing anything about it, you're going to be cold. Paul was talking about how some people that he had been teaching were still taking milk when they should have been eating solid food. This was him addressing mediocrity. This was him telling people that you can't just stay in one place. You don't want someone to just stay in one place. In fact, if you see someone just staying in one place, it would greet at you, because this person, you feel like this person is just depending on you. So why would you as a person want to just stay in one place and not move? You need to grow. And for mediocres, it's like the urge to even make yourself better is no longer there. The urge to develop is no longer there. The urge to actually make an impact is no longer there. You've over time killed it with being relaxed. Okay, I cannot do anything about it. Life just goes on.
You
I have to just leave.
coming from this angle, adding, from where he picked. Uh, you see, I look at it this way. Like, simply put, just pick one thing and be good at. Try your possible best and be good at. If you are a Christian, be good at it. That's just in a simple term. If you allow me, if you are a Christian, don't be a mediocre. Like he said, you are doing fellowship things here. You are touching this. You are trying this. You are trying. Which God now, if the answers appear,
Which one is
which one would you credit that to? You see, so I see it from the angle which by some people are just victim. They don't know. We can
That's true.
excuse them. Yes, they are
But
they are
now
just
you know.
yeah, and that's why we're here. That's why we're here. Just to share our own experiences. You see, I always say this, that most of us are being given half-baked bread. It's half-baked. We are not being groomed with the right and the proper information for us to thrive in whatever we choose to. That's why you find the issue of this brainwash when it comes to even the religion that we are practicing. Some, they are out there for the religion just for their stomach, because some you will hear they are just counting numbers. Okay, this man of God, he has the biggest denomination, he has the largest crowd, he fly the latest jet. That's what you keep hearing, and you ask, what about the members? How good are they doing when it comes to their spiritual life? That thing that is pouring in them. At the end of them, you just find out it's just extortion. You understand? It's just using them as collateral, receiving whatever they have. They are there. So you find out the teaching. They will just teach you to just be normal. Normal in the sense that whatever you are doing, they will tell you that, God have already designed that they will always be poor. God have already designed that some people will be richer than some. Yes, we are not saying no. But that little work that I'm doing as a cobbler, how good am I at? When it comes to my area, they said, yes, this is the best thing that I can do. But how good I am? Can confidently people in your community trust you with that cobbler work and say, if not this person, we are not going anywhere? Or if your shoe has a problem, the only person that can do it well for you is this person. Because you find that even in that area, you have many cobblers. Right? But are you different? Are you standing out in what you do? For instance, now talk about the media industry, right? We're here. You pick it to be your profession. Like I mentioned the doctor earlier, right? You pick it as a profession. How good are you at? You pick it. That's what you choose. Because you find out now people try so many things because of greed. Okay, because Engineer Tony is thriving in this aspect of the business. I feel, okay, let me just go for the money. And I'm joining. And I'm not giving out what he's giving to even get what he's getting that I'm thinking I should tap from it. You see the whole mixed up there. And then, okay, you are trying carpenter because sorry, his Hassan's name that is because you see Hassan thriving. I don't mean Hassan or Hassan. Yeah. You understand? Because Hassan is thriving in carpentry.
Towards his direction.
No, my hand is this way
You
now.
were pointing that side.
I quickly
They will
thought
settle well.
maybe he's holding a bottle or
They will
something.
se-
So
they
I'm
will
just,
settle
I'm
later.
just you understand? Because he's thriving there. You want to join carpentry. Now later, I'm not, because Jemima is singing, I want to sing. Moses is producing. I want to produce. I want to be a music producer. Because he come with earphone, you see him wearing jacket, and then there's this paparazzi, touching the keyboard and stuff, and that's what I want to do. And then you are just there. You're just you are what is?
And you're
How do they
just
put
mediocre.
What they put it like master of none.
Jack of all
Jack of
trades.
all
Jack of
trades.
all trades. I think that's what the Bible is trying to address. And if you look at it, it's not about us being Christians that we are talking about this issue of you being good at what you are doing, because the Bible teaches us to be excellent. That's why Paul was telling Timothy, right, that he should study to show himself approved, right, and he should not allow people to look down on.
He should be a workman that needs not to be ashamed.
That needs not. So just look at it.
Honestly.
Like just be good, just be slick at what you are doing. So if you said you want to be a cameraman, just be good at it. If you say you want to be a presenter, just be good at it. If you want to be a carpenter, that's why you
This
see
carpenter is
and
repeating himself.
if you look at,
Did you want to say Hassan again?
I mention your name as a singer. I say Jemima singing. Why
sounds
do you want?
supposed to keep
Why
quiet
do you want
for
to
that.
create?
Jemima, were you in the band? Have you ever-
She's still
Okay,
there.
wow.
Okay, you see, I just said.
You did
One
not
day
even
you
know
see,
that.
you see camera in your church.
But
And sir,
honestly,
sir, you're talking about somebody that is doing something that is making like a huge money, bringing two richest people in Africa. But look at it. If you ask, is he a believer? Like,
No.
do you get? He's not a believer. Why am I saying this? We have people that are not believers. We are expected to show example in what we are doing, because there's this order in what we are doing. But you see, this process of life that you need to follow due process in whatever you are doing. You grow, and then you get better at what you are doing, and you get the profit that you're supposed to get. Even the unbelievers are practicing the order, the normal process. So you as a Christian, you are sitting down, you are praying, hoping that you will just be a billionaire. Like how? While somebody that is not a believer knows the process and is activating it. Like is following the principle that already the universe have already set. This is the principle. This is what you will do. And then he is speaking, like, for instance, the cable, whatever. You talked about it in Hollywood. People that take care of cable.
Okay. Cable men.
Cable men. I'm just using that.
The session men and all that.
Like, that's what he chose to do. And he's doing it well. If you ask cable, the person to take care of cable, you will know that, yes, it will hungry you. Like you as a medical doctor, or
You want to be a cable
you want
man.
to be a cable man, because you
Because
see
of
how
how
neatly
slick he's doing it.
is doing it, and he's getting his money, and he's not a believer, and he's getting his money. You understand? So why can't we practice? And we are expected to have an edge because we are Christians, you know. But you are not seeing
not
it.
doing it.
Rather, the people are using the platform just brainwash people and just make you to just live average simply because you are Christian. Everything will just fall in place. Like
And you
how?
know-
It's
and you know,
like
you,
we are-
you find mediocres everywhere. In the marketplace, at workplace, everywhere you go, you find mediocres. But it's left for you to decide that nobody
that,
would pull me down if that person does not want to do it. That person will not pull me down. You find people at work, because they are mediocres, they are very comfortable with the efforts they are putting at work. And you that is putting
May
way
retire.
above that, you become the enemy, because they now gang up against you. So you have to decide that, okay, in this workplace that I am, nobody would pull me down because he is comfortable with where he is. In this marketplace, what I am selling, even if 50 of us are selling the same thing, no one will pull me down because he or she is comfortable with where he is. At that point, you get to work on your personal growth. You get to work on whatever it is, and you have effort, you have goals. You know that this is where I am headed, and you get there because you're not paying attention to distractions that are around you. But if you're not strong enough, you've not built thick skin, according to Joyce, then anyone can pull you down. Even a
It's
toddler
not according to
can.
Jesus.
Okay, yes.
yes. What?
Anyone, even a toddler, can pull you down at the end of the day. So you have to be willing to put in effort. And wherever you're going wrong, someone is trying to tell you about it. Don't build a defense mechanism around you. Do not give excuses to anybody. Just be willing to say, I will not be a mediocre, and you
know,
get there at the end of the day.
Sure,
Honestly, one thing that I keep wondering is this: how do you feel proud that your name is written on something that is just there? how would you feel proud that your name is written on something that is just there? Earlier on, I thought of this when he mentioned music earlier on. You have a lot of mediocre music, and you're like, does this person even have any idea what music means? And why is this person putting his name out there and saying, okay, so I'm the artist who sang this? And you know, these people are really proud of what you're doing. And sometimes you're wondering, like, are you tone deaf or something? Or can't you hear that standards have upped? Why are you not upping your own game as well? Why are you just comfortable where you're at? Why are you not putting in more effort? Why are you not wishing that things would be better for you? Why is there no substance in what you're putting forward? Excellence. And that's the way a lot of people approach even your desk job. And when I say desk job, you're in the office and you hear people, I think we've spoken about this a lot on set, how you hear people saying, this is how we've been doing it so long. And anytime someone is bringing in something that will better the job, you're like, no, you're against this change. Let's not do it because we have always been doing it this way. And it just being mediocre actually just breaks the chain of growth. There's no longer desire to
That
actually
hunger.
grow. There's no hunger. You're not panting for it anymore. And you're just comfortable. No, not comfortable. Yeah, comfortable, but I'm trying to get a better word that would describe how relaxed certain people are at the position where they are. That's the word. Relaxed. You're too relaxed. You're way beyond comfortable. This time around, you're not even, because if you're comfortable, at some point you'll be a little bit restless. Let's move it. Let's up this comfort a little bit. But at this point, you're just relaxed. It doesn't even prick you that there needs to be a change in the way you're doing things. So, honestly, we need to wake up. Everybody that has over time, one way or another, been a mediocre, you need to wake up. Wake up to the reality that mediocrity is not something that you should strive for, because some people really do strive for mediocrity. And you need to let loose. It's a chain that you need to break yourself free from. And if you don't break yourself from that chain, you're just going to be imprisoned.
Their story is not always good, because you will hear that people are just tired of them
and start avoiding them.
That's
Honestly.
it. So once your name is mentioned, like there's a way, there's this reaction, you know, people, or they will just say, they will just do things out of pity. Just give him and let's go. Like they gave me a story of one man, you know, he's a friend, you know, with one former governor of one particular state in the north. So the guy is just there. So he knows the offices of those his classmates and friends and the rest. So he will just go to the office every month and then he will be knocking. So once he just knock and they just see him, they will just open their drawer and they will be like, Kaje kawe, kaje. They don't want to hear good morning, anything. They will just say go. So you see, is that the kind of story that you want, or you want to hear like they are telling your children that this is how your father
Haven't you even
was
seen people on the streets begging, but there's nothing wrong with them?
Yes. They're very funny.
Yeah, the people begging. Some beggars are stronger than healthy people. Because you walk from terminus to Bukuru begging, and then you come back. You are very healthy. You are healthier than a banker
So why
who
can't
sits
you
under the air condition that
put
is not
that
very healthy.
strength to
You
something
understand?
else?
End the show, please. I beg you.
There's a way out. There's a way
There
out.
is
Just
a way
pick
out.
something and just.
I don't think we have
be-
even touched on the topic, but those who have ears, let them hear what
we all
today's
just
life has said.
Honestly, thank you so much for doing this. It was a beautiful discussion, very enlightening, and I hope that you were enlightened at home as well. You did enjoy this conversation we just had. So make it a date with us tomorrow. We're going to have another interesting topic, as usual. You know, we never fall your hands. So join us tomorrow. Thank you so much, and see you.